Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 20. We are starting a classic series, a classic championship, with Kevin Schwantz. There is Kevin Schwantz, the number 34 on board the Team Suzuki. Fantastic bike, fantastic rider. Can he win another World Championship in DrAce's Classic Championship? So here we are, guys, in round one of the Classic Championship. Wayne Rainey starts on pole position, Alex Crivier and Valentino Rossi on the front row of the grid. Kevin Schwantz's qualifying didn't go too grand, and he will start from 10th place on the grid. Here in Jerez, beautiful weather. Let's crack on with the race. So as mentioned, we will be starting from 10th place on the grid. Clutch in, ready to go! Kevin Schwantz. Not bad start, could be a bit better. We are wheeling a little bit too much for my liking, but I'm sure we could... Oh, John Kaczynski's gone down! Valentino Rossi's been taken out too! Was that Alex Crivier? Crivier's gone down as well. Oh my goodness, carnage on round one of this Classic Championship Series. Unbelievable. What a crazy start has just occurred there. Amazing. We have a great opportunity. Qualifying didn't go as planned, at least how we envisioned qualifying going for Kevin Schwantz as we get stuck on the rear of Michael Doohan. Oh my goodness. In the less than a couple of seconds, my voice has gone to hell as this has just gone absolutely haywire in this wacky, crazy championship that has just occurred. It's already gone absolutely bizarre as Kevin Schwantz makes a move up on the inside of Max Biaggi. Good stuff, but we do struggle to get it into the Danny Pedrosa corner, formerly known as DrAce. Hold it left for turn 7. We will be in the pursuit of taking ownage of Jerry Williams' 7th place, or 6th place rather. So decent move from Kevin Schwantz. We will continue to push forward as we hold it right for Angel Nieto corner. Eddie Lawson, Noric Arbe ahead of us. The battle will continue for quite a while with the man on the Cagiva and the man on the Yamaha. Eddie Lawson in 5th place. He'll be certainly catching up to Noric Arbe. He'll be giving him the big don't argue into the Lorenzo corner if he gets close enough. In fact, as I said that, Noric Arbe decided to turn round and shake his head in disappointment. I think he disagreed. As we are holding the line out to Lorenzo. Pretty good corner. Oh, a little bit wide there. Using a bit too much of the acceleration. Sliding the rear. Not what we want. It's difficult to control these 500cc machines. And after playing so much of Ride 4, over 100 videos on YouTube, playing MotoGP 20 was so difficult. Honestly, there was no tucking button on MotoGP, so it certainly feels weird. And getting used to the bikes and the way the bikes turn and the way they handle. Difficult task, I've got to be honest with you. As Eddie Lawson has lost Noric Arbe, he's not even close to him. And as Noric Arbe is now actually up into 3rd place after he passed Gary McCoy. Didn't actually see him go past Gary McCoy, but as we exit the Cito Ponds, we're in the slipstream of Eddie Lawson. Gary McCoy, can we make a lunge? Lawson up into 4th. Gary McCoy fighting back. Bit of a snap there on the rear wheel there from the Suzuki man. Kevin Schwantz doing everything in his power to try and chase up to the guys at the front. Someone is getting away at the front of this Grand Prix. I think it might be Wayne Rainey. Can't see from where I am. But hopefully, as for some strange reason, the camera changed there. I have no idea why that happened. I was just sort of playing and that occurred as we bump into the side of Gary McCoy. Kevin Schwantz is now in 5th place, so that's a decent start considering we started 10th place. Granted, Valentino Rossi, Alex Crivier, Michael Doohan, and I do believe someone else crashed. John Kaczynski crashed into those turn 1. That was a lot of gifted places. And we're sort of taking advantage. If we can get past Eddie Lawson and potentially get up to where Noric Arbe is. It looks like Noric Arbe has carried a lot of speed on the exit out Lorenzo. He might even be in 2nd in a moment's time. It is indeed Wayne Rainey who leads this Grand Prix for the time being, as we'll hold it right for turn 1. 0.5 of a second down to Eddie Lawson. Hopefully that gap will not remain that way. We can chip away and just get in closer and closer to the man on the Cagiva. We'll certainly be giving it everything we can as we exit Michelin. Now entering turn 3. Careful not to go off the track there, because of course, or high side, of course that's how Marc Marquez met his demise in the Jerez Grand Prix last season. But that gap is still hovering around 0.5 second, as it looks like Noric Arbe is making a lunge up at the inside of Kenny Roberts Jr. Now, I very nearly picked Kenny Roberts Jr. for this one, but ultimately I went for Kevin Schwantz instead. It was a bit of a tie between Schwantz, Roberts Jr. and Mick Doohan, but ultimately I went for Kevin Schwantz. Obviously, I wanted to go Rossi, because obviously Rossi's my favourite, but I thought I'd change it up a bit. Instead of just using Rossi all the time as we go around the outside. Whoa! That bike snapped, but we do go up at the inside of Kenny Roberts Jr. and take 4th place. Norik Arbe in 2nd, Lawson hopefully chasing down. Bloody hell, every single time I say Norik Arbe, he gives us the big stare. Maybe you should focus on your race, mate. It's now Valentino Rossi has made a move up on the inside of the man on the Aprilia, Jerry Williams. So we go into the right-hander of Alex Crivier, racing in his own track and his own corner name there. Now into Ferrari, breaking into the Lorenzo corner in a minute. Can we go around the outside of Eddie Lawson? It's not going to happen. Would be unwise to try and go around there. So I'm glad we thought the better of it. We now need to exit the slipstream from the Kajiva man without bumping into him, as Wayne Rainey increases his lead at the front and also increases his fastest lap time of a 1:39.6. We weren't that far away, we were 3/10 slower than the man in first place, but at the same time, it's still slower, so we won't be catching the man in first place. Rainey is getting away with it. I think he's riding a very comfortable Grand Prix so far. Jerez is certainly in his favour in this beautiful sunny adventure, as we're going to be travelling about 150 miles an hour before breaking into the right-hander of Cito Pons. Careful not to ride the rumble strip too much there. You can do it somewhat, but just be careful of riding it a little bit too much. As we'll now get up to 6th gear, 180 miles an hour perhaps. Not quite, just over 170. As we'll flick it right for the Danny Pedrosa dry sack corner. Norik Arbe determined to chase him down. I'm not going to be honest with you though. A 3rd place would be fantastic. I'm very rusty on MotoGP 20, very rusty indeed. But we do go a little bit wide there into the Jorge Martinez Aspar corner. Got to be careful with that one. Quick check behind to make sure we don't bump anyone. Into the Angel Nieto corner. And once again, flick it right for turn 10 for Peliqui. And continue to push forward without going into the rumble strip or the green part, because we will be handed a fat, chunky penalty if we continue to use the green. I've just said that. Keep off the green. At least it's easier said than done. Very, very difficult to control considering I've been playing so much Ride 4. Even when then playing GP bikes and then jumping onto this game, there's so much difference. It's surprising. And then one of the biggest ones I mentioned earlier was obviously no tuck-in, but as Wayne Rainey sets a fast lap of this Grand Prix yet again, we improved our lap time but by only a 1/10 as we run it wide into turn 1. We potentially lost the toe now to Norik Arbe. We were getting closer and closer there. Not close enough to go for a lunge or make an attack, but we were getting close enough to try and use him as a reference and even potentially jump into his slipstream. We hold it left for turn 4, pushing as much as we can here. I did go for the soft front and the soft rear. A little bit unsure whether that's going to last the entire duration of this Grand Prix, but we're definitely going to give it everything we've got. Hopefully we can leave a little bit in the tank just in case anyone does catch me up. We got a pretty comfortable lead from anyone behind, so we should, in theory, be okay with a nice 1.6 second advantage over Eddie Lawson. I did go for the... Oh, Wayne Gardner's gone down. Wayne Gardner's Grand Prix of Jerez has indeed ended, and Alex Crivier has gone down. Have those two had some sort of bit of a ding-dong, or has something happened there? Not entirely sure. Hopefully we'll find out later on. But what we do know, and that this is for certain, that 2 of those championship contenders are already suffering in this Grand Prix, and unfortunately I've just picked up some penalty time there, as was a little bit of a lack of concentration and too eager to chase down the Yamaha man of Norik Arbe. Determined to chase him, and we're so close, it's just a matter of time. You just got to keep pushing forward. I certainly think the race victory is out of the question. We're securing 2nd place. Even a 3rd place would be a terrific finish considering how rusty I am. And we did go for the soft option tyres, so I'm not sure if the soft option tyres will last. That was a brilliant lap so far, but into turn 1, a little bit out of shape. We're still on board though, we're still wheeling too much. The wheeling is what I struggled with so much in this game. It was the big reason I qualified in 10th place. I just struggled to keep the front end down. I was getting better and better as this Grand Prix goes on, but I did struggle in the qualifying and in the practice sessions. 10th place didn't seem the worst place to qualify, but at the same time, you don't want to be starting your first Grand Prix in this Classic Championship Series from 10th or below. And considering there's only 13 riders, it's definitely on the back end. Now we're chasing down Norikabe, but he does look to have got somewhat of a gap on us. Gonna try and chase him down into the out as we exit the Pedrosa corner for the 6th time of asking. Hold it left for turn 7, non-named corner. We do have Jorge Martinez Aspar corner to tackle once more. The fuel standing is currently 3.5 laps remaining. I haven't actually changed any of the power settings. It is still on level 1 and it will remain on level 1 for potentially the rest of this Grand Prix. I don't think it would be wise to change it to 2 because the fuel will probably disappear on us and we don't want that to happen. We certainly don't. So we're going to continue to chase down Arbe, put that to the back of our mind for the time being. We're going to give it everything we've got. We do have a 6/10 of a penalty. That's not ideal, but I'm sure if we can get past Norik Arbe and 6/10 of a second lead. Ooh, almost slid out this Grand Prix and straight back to the menus to hit that restart button. Got to be careful there. Into turn 1, going really wide. Oh, contact made! Oh, no! Oh, thank goodness Norik Arbe is still on board. Oh, that could have ended absolutely terribly for both riders in question. And we've now been given 3/10 extra of a penalty there. Oh, God. This has gone heck to a handbasket very quickly. We're losing the second gap to Norik Arbe. Eddie Lawson's 1.7 seconds behind, so we don't have to be too worried about that yet. But I guess we've got to put it somewhere in the mind because he's not that far away. And if we make more mistakes like that, then you could be looking at a different battle for this 3rd place position. Thankfully we do get... Whoa, what happened there? The bike just stopped. For some reason I used the rear brake and the bike just stopped. I could not produce any power. It just completely stopped. I have never experienced that in MotoGP 20 before. That was weird. And now that has completely scuppered our chances of getting into 2nd place. Eddie Lawson is right behind us and he is probing. He was waiting for a mistake from Dr. Ace and Schwantz, and it's happened. Eddie Lawson's coming. Oh my goodness. He must be putting his hands together and rubbing them manically because he has an opportunity to take advantage and to take his first podium of this DrAce Championship Series as we hold it left for Lorenzo corner. A little bit squirmish there on the rear tyre, just giving it everything we can to try and get away from Lawson. I think he's even included Kenny Roberts with him. He's decided to help him get across and tag along with him as we go. We run it wide into turn 1 again. What can Schwantz do now? Can he defend? Kajiva Man's coming. Eddie Lawson is coming. Exiting turn 3 for the 8th time. Can we avoid Eddie Lawson's attack? Can we fight back if the time comes to it? Give as good as we've got when push comes to shove. But the problem is, we have 9/10 of a second of a penalty. The Kajiva Man got close there. We've got to be careful there. We do not want to be tackled or taken out or bumped or punted out of the way. Anything. We have to avoid him getting through as we enter the Danny Pedrosa corner. Too wide again. The soft option tyres aren't feeling too grand right now. But my biggest worry is that yellow penalty time on the right hand side of this screen. 9/10 of a second means that we're going to have to get at least probably a second buffer to make sure that we don't get pipped on the line. Because if we finish a couple of tenths ahead of him, 6-7 tenths, Eddie Lawson's taking the podium. We have to be very, very smart with this. We're on the penultimate lap. We're going to have to pull something out of the bag here. In fact, Kenny Roberts, what on earth has happened to him? He's down in 10th place. As I just basically cut the corner there. I can't believe I didn't get any penalty time for that. What a mistake. But Kenny Roberts Jr. in 10th place behind Alex Crivier. And Alex Crivier crashed. What on earth happened to him? So that is Gary McCoy behind us there. So brilliant result for him so far. So shout out to Gary McCoy, the Australian. He will be taking his first podium if he can chase me down in a minute. And of course this, guys, is the final lap. And oh my goodness, Eddie Lawson is so close. Alex Crivier, the fastest man on the track so far. The man who started in pole position puts in a 1:39.097 on the penultimate lap after crashing twice in this Grand Prix. Watch out for Crivier this season, ladies and gentlemen. He could be the man to beat. But currently the man to beat is Wayne Rainey. He is a country mile further than anyone else as Jerry McWilliams passes Valentino Rossi. We're still trying our best to get on the podium by avoiding the onslaught which is coming sooner or later from Eddie Lawson and co. Gary McCoy will not probably take up the opportunity to miss out on a 3rd or 4th place if he's so close. We're going to have to just give it everything we've got. We have increased our lead, or our 3rd place lead. I don't know whether it'll be enough though, because we do have that whopping 9/10 of a second penalty, which is ugly as sin, as Alex Crivier now goes up at the inside of Max Biaggi to take 8th place. Biaggi fights back. What a brilliant final lap. We're up by 5/10 of a second. Do we have an opportunity to get some more time here? Come on, we have to take the podium in this first Grand Prix, please. The voice is well and truly running out. This has been a phenomenal race. Shout out to Daniel O'Brien for suggesting this championship. It has been brilliant already, and I can't wait for the next one. But guys, I think we've done it. Wayne Rainey wins, Arbe 2nd, and Kevin Schwantz hangs on for 3rd place for the podium. Brilliant finish. Absolutely awesome. So there are your results. Rainey wins, Arbe 2nd, Kevin Schwantz in 3rd place. Just barely hangs on to 3rd place. Look at the time though. 70,000th of a second Kevin Schwantz took the podium by. So there is your championship results. Not much to see here. It's exactly the same as the Grand Prix has just ended. Wayne Rainey, the current world champion, will certainly be trying to extend his lead in the next Grand Prix. So guys, as always, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please like, comment and subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you haven't done already. It's the best place to alert you to every single DrAce upload. And upon that note guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Ciao for now.
Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.